Hey guys, so I wanted to do an update, and I've got my daughter here, so I'm going to be asking her a few questions, but I wanted to give you quickly a kind of an update that really rocked me to the core for the first time, and then another update that just happened about a minute ago. I just read this online, and so here we go. So yesterday, my daughter and myself and my other kids, we were in our truck and we were going to do the dumpster real quick to drop off some boxes of things that we had purchased for our rig because we were getting solar. And I'm really thankful that we were deciding to get solar because without solar, as I mentioned before in a video, we wouldn't have a place to go to keep our food and to be cool or to warm up if we needed to, and so that was a concern for us. So as we were at the dumpsters and unloading, my phone just started blowing up, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, where are all these messages coming in from? And I was starting to read the messages, and it was saying that the place that we're staying at was no longer accepting mail, and that we would not get mail anymore, and they were closing down the bathrooms, the laundry rooms, and nobody else was allowed to check in. And there was a woman actually right outside the gate that was trying to check in, and they were telling her she can't come in, and that they had already rescheduled her booking to a different place. And that was scary to us because at that point, her mattress hadn't come in. Our batteries for our solar system had not come in, and they were supposed to arrive on Friday. Today's Saturday, by the way. And that freaked me out. And as quickly as all that happened, I'm standing there not sure what to do. I call my husband because I'm worried at this point. We were about to go to a school to pick up the breakfast and lunches that they do, and all of a sudden the UPS driver pulls in. So I'm like, have my husband on hold. I'm like trying to stop the UPS driver. I'm like, are you delivering? Like, can I get my stuff off of your thing? And he's like, they just let me in. I've been trying for 20 minutes to get past the gate. And I was like, holy cow. And at that same time, a worker came and he's like, yeah, last night they told me not to show up to work, and I was been arguing with them because we have people that need to get their medicines, and you can't just stop mail all of a sudden. And he said that at 10 o'clock that morning, they finally got the call that he could show back up to work. And at this point, it's like 10:30, almost, yeah, it's like a little after 10:30. And so that was the first time I was scared. Were you scared at all? Like, were you concerned? What were your thoughts like when you heard like that was happening? Like, were you just like, Mom, you're being crazy? Or like, how did you feel?
Like you jumped in front of his truck.
I was like, I wanted that solar so bad. It was
Like,
the livelihood.
You see the fear in his face. He was like, this lady.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let him leave. Like, I was like, I need to see if my mattress and my batteries are on there. So it was really scary. And before I get into really just like asking her more questions, I wanted to give an update on why I feel like my feelings were validated just now, as we are part of this system called Thousand Trails, which is a membership only resort of campgrounds. There's about 180 of them, and we paid dues. We've actually paid it in full, so it's free for us to stay in these parks. About less than an hour ago, but about 1 minute ago, I just read that they shut down all the parks in North Carolina, and they're basically having everyone leave, and they're closed till April 30th. Originally, we were going to go up the East Coast, and we were potentially going to go to them. We also needed to go home to Kansas, and that brings me to a place where I am fearful. I am really concerned that they will also close down our campground that we're at, because as they use the stay in place order from that state as a justification to kick everyone out, which is scary because a lot of people full-time and live in these parks full-time. We are full-time travelers. Home is where we park it. If we can't plug in, if we can't dump our waste, if we have nowhere to get water, it's concerning when the grocery stores, and maybe Maddie can agree, like when we go grocery shopping, was it hard for us to find water? Was there even any water?
No, they have the bigger jugs, but they don't have bottles.
Yeah. And we're talking like those big blue jugs that you have to get the stand to flip over. And so my concerns are starting to be validated because as a nomadic person, if I can't buy water from the store and I can't get mail to order the bottom of the water jug to have water, that's a huge scare for me. So I want to come over here. And obviously, you know, a mom's concern versus a kiddo's concern. Like, what do you feel? Do you feel like the time that we're in right now, do you notice any differences, or do you feel like anything is different from like life before the coronavirus to now? Like, no?
I always stay in the house.
Well, okay, so come on, think about what your one friend, like you and your girls used to always just like walk around and go do stuff, but you don't have to name her name or anything, but like talk about your friends and like social distancing a little bit.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people that I used to hang out with, they left after they heard the coronavirus outbreak. So
Yeah, we had a few friends leave. What about a friend that was here in the park? She was really worried about being around people. Is she still worried or concerned? No. It's one of those things where there's a lot of people that are social distancing, but we don't actually know anybody that has the virus or has symptoms, and so it's been challenging to remember to distance because it's so hot and very boring and there's no pools or anything. So if there was anybody watching this, like, what would you want them to know about our time of self-isolation and this, like, is there anything that, I mean, I know this is weird, I know it being interviewed and
we're not really isolated though, like we're out here.
Well, we're supposed to be self-isolating is what I mean by that.
No, we're not.
Okay, so explain why we're not or what we're doing. How are we not doing that?
We don't care.
I think we care.
I don't. I could get it. I could die. It's fine.
Well, there you go. But I care. I don't want her to die, clearly, because I'm freaking out about stuff.
I mean, it's natural selection at this point. God's just picking and choosing.
Well, please don't pick and choose my family. We're not going to the store that often anymore. We're sitting at home, which I am a social person, so I guess maybe I'm just more anxious. She is an introvert and I'm an extrovert, so this is heck for me. Like, to not be able to really like be around neighbors and to talk and see people, and people also judging whether you are completely self-isolating or not self-isolating. I think that's been tough.
I think another fear is just getting stuck in one spot since we travel.
And
like,
stuck in a bad spot.
I don't want to get stuck here.
It's hot. Like, tell them how. Do you know how hot it is today? I mean, I do, but I don't know if
like
you do.
90 something?
96. 96 degrees of hot. And ain't nobody want to sit in the camper all day.
But we got shield.
We're in a clam. So there's just a lot of uncertainty right now, and I think that's what's making us fearful, because again, I think what's unique about us is that home is where we park it. So we have these different nuances that really could change the game for us, because if we do get kicked out of this park, where do we go? All the state parks in Florida are already shut down. Kansas, where we're home, where we could possibly drive to, because that's where we domicile, that's our homestead, so that's the plates and registration. If we said we were coming from Florida, would that mean we'd have to self-quarantine? Where would they let us quarantine? Are their state parks closed down? They did stay in place order, so we would potentially need to go to someone's house, but where could we go there? Like the Colorado area right now is experiencing a blizzard, so we couldn't go there where we were thinking about going.
I mean, didn't they say that even if they like make your county like stationary, that you can still leave? Like for us, we could still leave the campground to go to our next reservation?
Somebody said that, but we don't know that. And I do know that about 2 hours ago, I was talking to a friend who lived in Colorado, but she had work out here, and she had to get here. So she left Colorado right before they did the full stay-in-place ban, the closing borders thing. And she got pulled over in Florida to come into the state. They literally had police officers everywhere and were pulling everyone over and asking where they were traveling from and what they were doing. And then they had EMS workers on the side of the road, and some people were diverted to that. So that was interesting and a little little scary because I don't know for sure what is going on. I'm doing a video.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, if, I just don't know what to make of this. I think if we were in a home, I think we'd be more bored.
If we were in a home, I would not be more bored. I would actually spend more time in my bed, you know.
That's what she thinks.
That's like my boyfriend, you know.
I would not be. I would be more bored.
I would be in
filled
my
with-
bed. I would connect. I used to have
No, you would
a
be
TV
doing
in my room, and I would use my Chromecast, and I would be Netflixing. And
She would be doing TikToks with
I
me.
don't do TikToks.
Oh, yet.
No, I'm not getting into TikToks. Have you seen some of the POVs on TikTok?
Well, you're not allowed to do those kind. You're allowed to do the funny ones with Mom. We're the comedians.
There's no
We're the
way.
comedians.
There's no way.
So, well, that is what's
Aspen
going
is
on
more
with
of a
our
drama
world.
queen. There you go, get out of that.
Yes, perhaps if she could learn her lines. Anyway, so obviously we're keeping internet and social media is keeping us entertained. So, all right, well, that is our unedited version of what's going on. I want to show you what's going on around us. So everyone is social distancing, but there's this field where people will come out. Do you see that girl pulling her sibling? Then we have these friends behind us that their dad is just so cool. Like, he just goes out and plays with them, but they don't really interact with anyone else, but they're doing the thing over there. Really nice people. And then over here, this rig, really nice people. Social distancing is not really a thing. They're just like, bring the kids, whatever, let's have fun. So it's just different for everyone, and pray for us. We're
It
praying
really
for you.
sucks, especially since like you can't even have like smaller pools here in your campground.
No. So we just went and we have to sit in it.